This week we're in the remote Bahamas and just had the best dive day of our lives. Come join us for part 1.
Fish on! Look at what this woman just did!
So today we're gonna go out diving with our good friend Jeremy. He owns Black and Blue Fishing Charters in Spanish Wells, and he travels all over the Bahamas, and he's actually gonna come on C'est La Vie, and he's gonna jump on and he's gonna be our captain for the day. We're gonna go out, and the plan is to get some conch, some lobster, maybe a grouper, and just do some scouting. It's our first day here, and we're just stoked to be here. It's really off-grid, somewhere really remote in the Bahamas. I've never been here before, and Cole's never been here before, and we're just gonna go jump in the water. Come on, jump in the water with us, and let's go see what we can find. After grabbing a couple conch in the shallows, we decided to head out to Deep Reef to search for yellow wing grouper, and within minutes, we saw a nice big one. When hunting grouper, the best technique is to stop kicking before you get to the bottom. Try to glide into the fish to close the gap. Unfortunately, this guy headed over the edge before Cole could get a shot.
Damn!
We kept drifting, and within minutes, we spotted another massive yellow wing that swam straight into the flasher. Cole was patient, made a good dive, and got a shot. After the shot, the grouper took off, and the commotion caused 2 reef sharks to come in hot on the flasher. The best thing to do as a buddy is to dive down and stay next to the fish to keep the sharks off and make sure that you secure your meal. I didn't realize that on the way up, Cole had a jam in his belt reel and finally had it released, got to the surface.
Boat!
But at this point I was out of breath, so I had to come up for a breath of air. Right when I did, the sharks were right back on the fish.
Shark!
So I took a quick breath, dove back down, and got the sharks to swim away. Cole got the fish to the surface, and we realized his injector rod had been completely bent by the fish. He didn't realize how massive it was till he got it in his hands.
Holy smokes! I've never seen one this big! Yellow wing! Woohoo! It's like a coral trout.
It's beautiful.
We got the grouper on the boat and then decided to go out for a blue water drift. We had seen a wahoo swim up to us when we were on the Deep Reef, so we wanted to see what was out in the blue. Within minutes of drifting in the blue, we had a big wahoo swim up. Cole and I took turns dropping down, trying to close the gap on this fish.
Oh, it's a fatty.
This guy hung out for quite a while before disappearing again into the blue.
Well, that's a good sign.
Your turn on the next one. Okay?
Okay. He had that like rounded nose. He wasn't like pointy anymore. He was just fat.
After about 30 minutes with no action, we decided to move back into the shallow reef to search for some lobsters. Jeremy knew exactly where to drop us and literally put us right on 3 massive lobsters.
Yeah, you did. Check this.
Massive. We can do his lobster leg.
Within minutes, Cole and I both had 2 nice lobster, but we decided to go back for one more before moving on.
the jumbo.
We jumped on the boat and headed out for one more wahoo drift before heading back into the marina to clean our catch. But wait, there's more.
Haha.
No, I like it. Stay in the picture. Jeremy and I worked together to take off the legs, antennas, and tail of the lobsters to prep them for a Bahamian delicacy, minced lobster.
Either making minced lobster tonight, or I doing a smother fish. It's one of the two.
I think smother fish. I don't know what that is. That intrigues me.
You ever had the minced lobster though?
I haven't had minced lobster
See,
either.
I don't know.
Well, is the fish better the next day?
It doesn't matter either way.
Oh, geez, Jeremy, I don't know how to pick.
I can make a little lobster, enough lobster salad with one of them for a nice little appetizer.
After cleaning the fish and lobster, Jeremy came on over to C'est La Vie to be chef for the night.
Well, I'm actually doing the mincing part of it right now.
Yeah,
so mincing is shredded, cut. Technically one of those. We're going to cut it in pretty thin strips. Well, that was what we, in the Bahamas we call that a three skin. Three-skin lobster. You can tell by how pink it is. Well, it actually was getting ready to shed. Before, in the process of shedding, they get real soft. You can actually crush them.
Yeah.
But so, within a few months after they make that shed, they get really hard again. And we don't want to take a photo of this.
Come on.
We're going to unphoto this for a second.
Oh, yeah, well, the garlic came. Oh,
No, the
pepper.
black pepper came jumping out.
It's good. I like pepper.
Yeah, but that may be a little much. Listen, almost everything I cook has a salt, pepper, and garlic base. Almost everything. This, what we think is halfway-ish, and then we'll throw the veggies in. The seafood protein, it doesn't take much at all.
All right.
There's also a ton of garlic in that already.
Amazing.
You started off in the protein itself.
Oh, he's learned
Yeah.
to put it in your hand. We had a little pepper mishap. Our pepper is a booby trap.
Yeah, it sure is. Thanks, Paul. I'll hold it down now. Because the lobster is so fresh, it's kind of trying to gel together. Well, we just need to spread out, so we'll just keep stabbing it until it breaks apart.
Oh, it smells so good.
So good.
The camera could only smell. Let's see what's in our magical pantry. We have, sometime it's a disco. We're looking for
The original Bahamian recipe is tomato paste. Straight up, it is. We're gonna cook all the way down. I'm gonna get a little bit more lime in this.
and serve over rice, yeah?
You got it, bud. It's gonna get thicker than this. You add the water to get the sauce going, get everything, you know, basically all the kids in the pool, nice and submerged. And then once you have it all nice and level, we're gonna reduce this. And it's gonna be fairly thick. It's not gonna be saucy at all. You can't overcook this, right? You just can't. There's no way to overcook this. The only way
That's
to
a good
overcook
recipe
this,
that you can't overcook.
well, you know, well, don't challenge some people. But don't overcook.
Let it simmer.
It's hard. It's hard to overcook. It's only just gaining flavor right now. Reducing. You see, it was like more of a soup earlier. Now it's, you know, much more of a puree, if you would. I honestly don't want it any thicker than that, so I'm going to top it. I'm going to top him and just let it simmer.
That was insane. It's so good.
Is it good? I don't know.
Holy cow.
Well, it's not. We're gonna figure it out right now.
Oh my gosh. What do you call this? Lobster?
Minced lobster.
Minced lobster.
Bahamian Minced Lobster.
Highly recommend. A big shout out to Jeremy for a delicious dinner. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that we went out for one last wahoo drift before going into the dock. Well, here's a sneak peek at what that looked like. Stay tuned next week for part 2.
Fish on!
Look at what this woman just did! That's a beautiful fish! On a pole spear in the middle of the ocean. Lunatic! Woo!
Crazy day.
We just had, I think it's probably the most epic day of spearfishing I've had in my entire life.
Yeah, that was wild. From conch, lobster, big grouper, wahoo. I mean, what dreams are made of.
It truly was. The conditions were insane. It was nice and calm, a little bit of current.
Well,
Riding the high though, riding the high.
Thanks for watching, and yeah.
Thanks for joining us this week. See you again next week.
More to come.